to the Daily Grind, and shout out to the full-time patrons. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
What is going on, full-time family? You can call me Dennis Espinoza because we have some breaking news. Paulo Costa has officially been flagged by USADA for using an IV. Now, if you've been a fan of this channel, we've talked about this multiple times. A video came out months ago. One of Paulo Costa's friend, I wouldn't call him his friend, this guy was clearly a snake, because he was in the room with Paulo Costa. Looked like they were in maybe a motel room, and Paulo Costa was at the table getting an IV, and whoever was sitting on the bed, the snake, was recording this. I don't have a clue if they blackmailed Paulo Costa, if they were jealous of Paulo Costa. That's very possible. I mean, Paulo Costa looks like a Greek god. He's Brazilian, but you get the, I mean, this dude is fucking, you know what I'm saying? It could be jealousy. It could be jealousy. That's all I'm saying. Either way, whoever did it, whatever their intentions were, the video leaked and everyone saw it. Paulo Costa was getting an IV. That's a USADA violation. So Paulo Costa wasn't booked with Yoel Romero. Yoel speculated that it was a USADA violation, but then later came out, recanted that statement, and Paulo Costa has since denied the USADA violation. Alright guys, this is where this gets crazy. Okay, so it was a USADA violation. After all of that, it actually was a USADA violation. It was for the IV. And you know, we just did a live stream on UFC Yankovic since we're unable to stream on this channel for another 20 days or so. So we're forced to stream on our second channel for the time being. So we just talked about a lot of this, and I didn't have this news that I'm about to tell you now. So Paulo Costa, he got a 6-month suspension. If you look on your screen, this is a reduced sentence. And it was reduced based on substantial assistance the Costas provided USADA. What does that immediately remind you of, John Jones? What does confuse me right now is why was his suspension so long if he just used an IV? Let me break that down for you. A IV, if you use an IV and you're a first-time offender, to our knowledge, to my knowledge, a first-time offender gets suspended 6 months. If you fail a USADA drug test, you get suspended for 6 months. He got suspended for 6 months. So when I say why is the suspension so long, it says the sanctions were reduced based on substantial assistance. Substantial assistance is snitching. John Jones got off early because he provided substantial assistance. He was snitching. Everybody says. Paulo Costa got a 6-month suspension because he was snitching. Substantial assistance. Shouldn't it have been 6 months even if he didn't provide substantial assistance? It's a first-time offense. It's already 6 months. Why does he have to snitch if he's still getting 6 months? That part I don't understand yet, but I will say this. Don't try to understand it. Anytime it comes to these guys who are providing substantial assistance, you'll never know the details. And you know why? Because they're providing substantial assistance. We can't give you transparency if this guy is helping us bust people. If this guy is snitching on somebody or any steroid, anything, we can't come out and tell you everything he's doing. Just know that he has to provide substantial assistance. That's why he's able to fight. So the reason I'm doing this video after the live stream is because I didn't realize Paulo Costa's sentence was reduced due to substantial assistance. Essentially, this is saying, Paulo, if you call John Jones a snitch, Paulo Costa's doing the exact same thing. And that's interesting. One other thing to point out is also Carlos Costa is suspended. What in the fuck? His athlete support personnel? I have never in the history of my UFC fandom heard of athlete support personnel being getting a USADA violation. What? What? Paulo Costa's trainer? Or what? You're flagging people's team? Do you guys realize how crazy that is? This guy's not a UFC fighter. It's probably they got the same last name. Let's say this is Paulo Costa's cousin. He's not a UFC fighter. What the fuck? USADA is flagging guys that are not fighting in the UFC? This guy had to provide substantial assistance too, you guys. I don't know what USADA's got going on with this case. That's why I said don't try to understand it, because just like with the pulsing Picos and the John Jones case, when these guys are providing substantial assistance, do not expect transparency. With that being said, it is what it is, man. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. Paulo Costa's suspension was allegedly was reduced because of substantial assistance, and also his athlete support personnel got a 6-month suspension. Let me know in the comments if you've ever heard of somebody's teammate or trainer getting suspended because of their violation. I'm out.
Bye, Felicia.